Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer number 15020-605 polished brass door pull. This is a cast piece of solid brass that's been cast in a 605 finish. That means two things. Well, it means three things. It means that it's solid brass, that it is polished brass, and that it has a lacquer coat on it. Okay. This will be available in the most common 625 finish, polished chrome, because this is out of Bommer's lavatory hardware. So you're going to see nice pulls like this on quite expensive and high-end lavatory installations where you've got custom toilet partitions and doors, things of that nature. Things that you'll see in high-end hotels and restaurants, and the law library of Big Ten universities will generally have much higher end sort of material. The 606 finish would be the third finish, and that's satin brass. And then 626, which would be satin chrome. I don't get a lot of requests for custom finishes, but I could not see why Bommer would have a problem doing this in other colors like satin bronze, oil rubbed bronze, nickel, custom variants of those finish like a polished bronze, or a oxidized relieved bronze, things of that nature. So if you have need for a custom finish, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to get that quoted for you from Bommer. They have dimensions below this video that say that the overall length is 4 5/8 of an inch, but before we look at the dimensions, there is a link below this video to a document called Cut Sheet, which will show you all of the dimensional properties. Let's validate those now. Overall length, indeed 4 5/8. A center to center is 4 inch, and that would be generally, that is not generally, that is to the center of the holes. That appears to be accurate. Overall width of the mounting point, about 1 1/16 inches. They've got the projection at 1 inch. I would certainly agree with that. Material thickness, 0.125, so that's 1/8 of an inch. Very nice quality fit and finish, and obviously you're going to get that when you're using an architectural base material like brass or solid architectural bronze, but you're also going to especially get that when you're dealing with a company like Bommer, whose fit and finish is always quite very good. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Bommer products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website as well, which is handy to have access to. Sometimes rooting around there will make you more comfortable with an understanding of what Bommer does. For instance, their postal specialties are a very large sort of item that Bommer will get into, mailboxes. Screws are going to be included in a matching finish. Those are also brass, so you'll want to be aware of that. Properly pre-drilling the holes. Brass is a much softer material. You don't want to unintentionally strip the head of the screw out, or tear the screw apart literally when putting it in. You want to use the proper fitting Phillips head screwdriver when installing brass screws. Finally, there's a link to the manufacturer's product catalog on that page as well, where you can pull up not only all of the Bommer products that Bommer manufactures, but get to all of the lavatory hardware items. And the easiest way to do that is obviously to use the index, or just do a find function on your keyboard, say Control F, and then type in 15020, and you'll get to the page where you can find that item, but you'll find the sister products to it. You might say, well, I know that I need the door pull, but I also need a coat and hat hook, or a bumper and a hook. They've got those occupancy indicators, bolts and latches and strikes. All of that falls under their lavatory hardware category. But as you review the rest of the catalog, you'll obviously see that they do commercial, architectural, institutional, heavy-duty, standard-duty hinges. But Bommer's probably most famous for their series of double-acting spring hinges, their 3029 series that you will see ubiquitously installed everywhere. They're single-acting spring hinges as well. You just see the Bommer name on hinges everywhere. If you have any questions on the Bommer 15020 cast brass, polished brass, and a 605 finish door pull, or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.